Yeah, what's up, everybody? Frank Red, locked in the dungeon once again. How y'all doing out there? Looking forward to another outstanding show on the heels of one of the biggest trades that we've seen in recent history. Had an opportunity to kind of sit back and listen to everybody else's comments about the shocking, somewhat, I would say shocking and surprising trade of Damian Lillard, not to the Miami Heat, but to the Milwaukee Bucks by the Portland Trail Blazers. There's a lot of parts to it, and I think what I've heard over the past day or so is just people kind of talking on a surface level about what went into the decisions of the various general managers to actually execute this trade. And I'm going to try to speak to what I think some of the thoughts were. You don't know who I am. My name is Frank Red. How y'all doing out there? It is great to talk to you, and I thank you for joining me on this program. And for folks who've been hanging and chilling with me for the past, I don't know, what is it, 4 months at this point, getting it in, I really appreciate you. Off the top, I want to send a big shout out to Miss Vicky. How you doing, Vicky? She said, hi, Frank. Glad you're on tonight. I think Damian Lillard had to go, but I'm not sure this makes the Bucks a title contender. They have to prove it and make it to the finals. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, certainly, it is listen, it's competitive. I think they are better, but how much better? And I think something that I'm going to talk about tonight that no one's talking about is that, listen, Miami is a different team in the playoffs. And everybody who thinks that Damian Lillard not being a part of the Miami Heat is going to shelve their chances of making it to the finals or even winning the finals, I think that you're mistaken. I also think that as a general manager, your responsibility is not to look at the season in 1 year interval. I think the great general managers in the history of all sports have been able to keep their eye on the now, but also make keen moves to set the team up for success long term. And if you look at the Miami Heat, they have done more with less than any team in the NBA over the past 25 years. I don't think anybody can argue that point. The Golden State Warriors certainly over the past decade has done more than anybody else. But I'm going to talk about why Pat Riley is still one of the best sports executive talent evaluators in all of sports. I got giddy doing research and getting ready to talk about my perspective on this whole deal. Now, John Cronin, the general manager of the Portland Trail Blazers, didn't do a bad job. I would say that he did a good job. How much better are the Portland Trail Blazers? They're more talented. I don't know how much better they are. I also think that this is not necessarily a great thing for Chauncey Billups unless they give him a 2-year extension. Because just because you have DeAndre Ayton, you have Drew Holiday, and how long is Drew going to be there? You know, by all accounts, he doesn't. Well, I don't know this, but you have to think people are picking the phone up to John Cronin at this point to acquire Drew Holiday, especially as a 33-year-old player, the same age as Damian Lillard. He's already won a championship. He's not interested in mentoring the next great point guard. That's not, no. He feels that he can still get it done. You right? So you look at the teams out there. And oh, by the way, you could argue that Boston is number one, but I would say Miami. I think if Josh Cronin put his ego aside and he wanted to make a good deal for Portland, he would trade Drew to the Miami Heat because they have the draft picks. And by all accounts, what Pat Riley offered Portland, it wasn't chump change. It was a solid deal. I applaud Pat Riley for saying, you know what? This is it. This is it. There's no more gold hidden in the closet. You know, no trust fund that I have. No, this is the deal. And I'm going to get into that as well, man. I am so excited. Mark Graves. Portland since Damian sends Dame to the other. All right, to the other end team. Put my glasses on, man, if I can see this. All right, that's funny, Mark. My man Romo says, "Good evening, Frank of NorCal sports fame." Thank you, brother. Appreciate you stepping in here. Jimmy, what's up? Why do you think Cronin didn't want to make a deal with Miami? Great question. The reason why Cronin, in my opinion, didn't want to make a deal with Miami is because the media created this tsunami that implied that he was going to get fleeced from the start. This is a guy who's come up through the ranks, busted his tail to get to where he is, and he wants to keep his job, and he wants to make a splash. So I think making a splash and quote, doing a great job for Portland, we're going to do what's best for Portland, got in the way of him making a great deal. Now, he made a good deal, and based on the value of Drew Holiday, when he gets back in return, maybe it gets better. But right now, we have somebody in DeAndre Ayton who not many people have high regards for. And I love his talent level. I did an evaluation on him, and this is what I said about DeAndre Ayton. He's either going to be an all-star because he has tremendous talent, or he's going to be a guy who gets paid and just kind of coast his way through his career. Because I don't believe that he loves basketball. I don't believe it. And even the players who make a gazillion dollars, they love basketball. Let me ask you this question. I'm not saying DeAndre Ayton doesn't work out. I'm not saying that. But have you ever seen DeAndre Ayton at a Rico Hines workout? Because I haven't. I mean, all the videos that are on YouTube, we watch them all. Have you ever seen DeAndre Ayton at a Rico Hines workout? Have you ever seen him at a Kevin Durant workout? I'll wait. You know? I see Steph Curry at 33, already acclaimed as one of the top 10 players of all time, running in the sand in the desert in Dubai. When he's not making millions of kids' lives better with he and his lovely wife, you know, doing their altruistic things throughout Northern California and beyond. I'm still waiting. Have you ever seen DeAndre? Have you ever, well, forget about Rico, who is, you know, between Rico and Phil Handy are probably, you know, two of the highly regarded training guys in the NBA, and they're also coaches. Have you ever seen a workout video with DeAndre Ayton? I mean, just like at a run. I haven't. Now, I'm saying this knowing that DeAndre Ayton is the client of somebody who I'm friendly with. I'm friendly with Bill Duffy. Bill Duffy doesn't mess around. Bill Duffy, if there was an agent Hall of Fame, and I think some agents should be in the Hall of Fame, Bill Duffy would be in it. This is a no-nonsense guy who I am actually friendly with. I won't say we're friends, but we're friendly. To the extent, 20 years ago, Duff took a meeting with me. I tried to get Duff to get me a gig in Japan playing pro basketball. Yeah. And we actually went to lunch. Great guy. Very normal. But DeAndre Ayton is this client. And if DeAndre Ayton goes to Portland and balls out, then guess what? It's going to be all good for everybody. Because Scoop is the real deal. All right? Drew Holiday has 1 year left on his contract. 1 year. And he's not going to be in Portland. Boston or Miami, maybe the Clippers, you know, there's some teams out there. But if you are a general manager, a talent evaluator, with all of these one and done coming out of college, with the proliferation of international basketball in Africa, in Australia, in Europe, Are you going to give multiple draft picks up for Drew Holiday? I'm not doing that. I'll give a good player, and I'll give a, 12, 13 to 20. That's it. I'm not giving up multiple picks for Drew Holiday and a player. I'm not doing that. There's too many diamonds out there for some upstart general manager to find. Mark Graves says, I'm guessing Portland didn't want picks. They wanted players. Yeah. And I got a take on that, man. Jimmy says Jimmy Crony was not included in James' thank you letter. But even the media was. Wow. Yeah, man. There was some ego there, man. There's definitely some ego there. And it's going to have to be dealt with at some point in time. Now, Mark Graves said, so does Dame play in Milwaukee? You know what? I'm going to say this about Crony. I think Crony did a lot to, build his resume in the interim. And I've been watching Dame since in high school. I root for the guy, nice young man, just as altruistic as Stephen Curry. He did not get screwed. He didn't get screwed. I mean, we don't always get everything we want in life. He's done pretty darn good. And oh, by the way, he's going to play with Giannis. And if winning a championship is the number one priority, then I think Portland did pretty good by Damian, right? Not perfect. They could have sent him to Miami very easily. It came down to a player or two. Now, this is my theory, and I am somebody who loves the draft. And I start evaluating the next day after the draft, right? That's how much basketball I watch. I watch college, I watch pro, I watch high school kids. I love talent evaluation. The reason I love talent evaluation is because I became a pretty good player, but I wasn't a good player as a young kid. So everything that I was able to do was because of coaching and because of want to and desire and putting the time in. So I'm looking for those players that I know can ascend to the highest level. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not surprised by Gabe Vincent's success. I saw Gabe Vincent in high school, like, who is this guy? I have the same feeling about Jaime Jaquez Jr. I haven't talked to John Cronin, but I gotta believe that was the major stickling point. Because if you read Shaunera and all of these other insiders, Miami was willing to give up 3 picks, and they were willing to give up Nikola Jovic, that's his name. I was shocked by that, but I guess Miami was going to give him up. This kid was drafted, number 20th overall. At some point in his NBA career, Nikola's going to average 18, 19 points a game. He was basically in camp last year. He never even really got on the floor. That dude is a real player. He's 6'10". And I think when Portland saw Jaime Jaquez in the summer league, balling out of control, he was drafted 16th overall. If that draft was over again, Jaime Jaquez would probably be somewhere between 10 and 12. He reminds me of Manu Ginobili. I'm not calling him Manu Ginobili. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he's going to be a high-level player for a long period of time. Very long. And Portland wanted that player. And it's no way Pat Riley was going to give him up. Jaime Jaquez probably reminds Pat Riley of himself. There's no way I'm giving him up. You can have all the other guys, I'm not giving him up. And Portland stood fast on that. Now, Jimmy says, Chris Haynes Mercedes reported that he wanted to rescind his trade request if they couldn't trade him to Miami. Tony said no. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. You know what? I think Portland knew it was time for Dame to go. I don't think it was hurt feelings or anything. I think it was time for Dame to go because they got scooped. They're going to get a ball to scoop from day one. So that means the ball is not in Dame's hand. So I'm not shocked by that. And there was probably going to be an adversarial relationship between John and Dame. So, it was time to go. So, I don't know why he was rescinded other than geography, though. If you really want to win a championship, how are you going to control your destiny playing in Portland? You can't do that. It's time to go. Mark Graves says the Bucks took Giannis' semi-threat seriously by making this move to keep Giannis. Exactly. I totally agree with you. I think if it wasn't for Giannis kind of poking the bear last week or 2 weeks ago, I think Dame might have got to Miami because the deal that Miami offered was not a bad deal. Now, here's my take on Tyler Hero. The fact that Tyler Hero was not traded makes him more valuable. And I'm going to tell you why. The NBA is on the cusp of signing a new television deal that's going to blow all of our minds. When that new contract comes out, $30 million is going to be the equivalent of maybe 15 to 18 million. All right? If Tyler Hero is making 15 million, you look at him differently than as a $30 million player. Because I think he's getting a bad rap. I really do. You know who Tyler Hero is? Tyler Hero is Rex Chapman. That's who he is. He's never going to be a great defender, but now Pat Riley can bring him into the office, look at him in the face, and say, you know what, Tyler? I had your back. Don't believe the media. I never want to give you up. We love you here. Be loyal to us because we didn't trade you. With a straight face. So what that's going to do is I think it's really going to build some more allegiance to Tyler Hero. Or if he doesn't believe it, he can look at that situation and say, you know what? I was almost out of here. I want to wake up in the sun, throw a rock, and I'm at the beach. I love where I am. I got to do better in all aspects of my professional life. Not only on the basketball court, how I dress, how I exhibit leadership, right? Professionalism, because my guys did go to the finals without me. Yeah, they did. Now here's something no one's thinking about. The fact that Miami now has Josh Richardson, Tommy Hawkins Jr., R.J. Hampton. Did you know that they have R.J. Hampton? R.J. Hampton was a mid-level draft pick of the Orlando Magic. He played good ball for Orlando. Now he's on Miami's roster. Miami is solid, which is why Pat Riley was not about to do anything crazy. Because he has a stable pool of thoroughbreds that he's going to use. And they discovered this kid, Drew Smith, a free agent out of Missouri, 6'3", point guard, defensive-minded guy. He's on a two-way, I'm sure. I think they believe he could be Gabe Vincent. And they also have Jamare Bouye, the kid out of the University of San Francisco, out of Monterey. You saw his numbers in the CBA last year. He averaged 18 points a game, 6 assists, damn near 5 rebounds, about 3 steals a game. The only thing that he is lacking is the jump shot. But his leadership and his ball pressure is already on point. That's why Pat Riley was like, you're not going to poke me. I'm Pat Riley. Is the Cap going to go up? Absolutely, Cap's going up, Mark. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Timmy says, I think Miami's going to regret not getting Dame. I don't think they can get over the hump with that team. You might be right. You might be right. But let me ask you this question. If you think that they had Tyler Hero, might they have performed better in the final? Because they actually lost a couple of close games. Remember that game? I guess it was in Miami. They were down 3-1. I don't remember at this point. But I have to think, because the Tyler Hero that I remember playing in the finals was in the bubble when he was 2 or 3 years younger. And everything that Miami was able to do against the Lakers was a result of Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero was outstanding in the finals in the bubble. And I got to think again, because he's kind of been dragged through the mud, I think he's going to come back this year with a vengeance. And I'm not saying that he's going to be first team all defense, but I think he's going to be better. Because I think he recognizes that his legacy in Miami is on the line. And I just think, R.J. Hampton is a good player. Josh Richardson is a good player. So that's why they let these guys go. The Max Cruisers of the world, the Gabe Vincent. They weren't going to pay those guys the salaries that they actually deserve. I'm not saying they don't deserve the money, but they weren't getting it from Miami because they are consistently developing players. Correct. They don't have enough scoring to win the finals. You know what? You might be right. I don't know. But I'm not going to poo-poo getting to the finals. I'm not going to do that. How many times Joel Embiid been to the finals? I'll wait. This is what, year 9? 8, 9? It's not easy getting to the finals. If Miami gets to the finals again this year, that means Boston didn't. With somebody making $300 million. And Jason Tatum's next contract is going to be $350 million. And you got a 7'4" center, Porzingis. And that means Dame and Giannis didn't get to the finals. Let's not poo-poo getting to the finals. Let's give it the proper respect. That means that you are the Eastern Conference champion. It's not like their organization never won championships. They got multiple championships. But I see your point. And as a player and as a coach, you get to the finals, you want to win. Hot take. Denver's not getting back to the finals this year. No way in hell. Can't see it. I can't see it. They lost, to me, not the best player, the second most important player, Bruce Brown. And Bruce Brown might go to Indiana this year and be completely average. Because, he got some extra weight in his pockets now. So we'll see what's up with that. He got generational wealth at this point. But no, I think he's a little more committed than that. Hopefully he has a great career in Indiana. But they lost old man Jeff Green. And I say that because he found a fountain of youth 10 years ago. He's gone, who played incredible basketball for them. And Bruce Brown. They didn't replace those guys. So Denver's gonna be good. Phoenix, when I look at Phoenix, their players have a history of getting injured. If Bradley Beal plays 70 games, I'll be shocked. And I look at Phoenix, and we can talk about DeAndre Ayton, but DeAndre Ayton's a better defender than Nurkic. I think Phoenix got worse. Actually, in a series, I think they got worse. And I'm gonna tell you why. Kevin Durant was never known as a defensive player until he came to the Golden State Warriors. And he knew that he had to step up to the level of his teammates. And guess what? He did. And he became an above average defender. He did. But I don't like their defensive mentality in Phoenix. I don't. Even though, Their coach has a defensive pedigree, and they'll probably be better. Have you ever seen Nurkic play defense? I haven't. The Lakers going to be good. Golden State Warriors going to be good. Now, the only thing about the Warriors that concern me a little bit is I think they need another big. I really do. I think the game is changing. I don't want to see Draymond Green playing center last 5 minutes of the game. Not in this era of the NBA. I think that they need to find somebody. If Dwight Howard wasn't the guy, and I think that actually came down to just money. I don't think they want to guarantee Dwight Howard the contract. Now, before I get on another tangent, I'm going to mention another name. Miami has a guy also that they developed. His name is Orlando Robinson, a 7-foot center, 23 years old, out of Fresno State. Now, I started watching him on CBS Sportsnet, their cable affiliate, who has the Mountain West Conference. And throughout this guy's senior year, all he did was put numbers up. 20 and 10, 20 and 10, every game. And he kind of sputtered late in the season and didn't have a great playoff. To the extent in 2022, he went from being a potential late first-round pick to not even getting drafted. And if you look back in history, that 2022 draft is going to go down as one of the better ones. A lot of good players in that draft. But he didn't get drafted. Orlando Robinson. Did you see him in the Summer League this year? He was basically the Summer League MVP. He's a 7-footer who can shoot threes, who has a post game, who can block shots. And Miami had him in their incubator over the past couple of years. He's going to be unleashed on the NBA this year. That kid can play. So this woe is me Miami narrative, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not. I would have loved to see Damian Lillard go to Miami. That's where he wanted to go. You know, I think he did enough for Portland to accommodate him. That's my view, without looking foolish. Portland was going to look foolish by trading Damian to Miami based on what they were offering. No way. They were going to get, Shariah said they were going to get 3 first-round picks. They got 1 pick. They got 1 pick, DeAndre Ayton, and the value of Drew Holiday, which is going to be 1 more pick. I don't want to be the general manager who gives up 2 first-round picks for Drew Holiday when he has 1 year left on his contract and he's the same age as Damian Lillard, 33. Their birthdays are 1 month between each other. I'm not doing that. And you got to pay him in excess of what, $40 million? I'm not doing that. So I think, Josh Cronin can take a victory lap if he wants to. Certainly did not embarrass himself. Certainly didn't get fleeced. I think I think Milwaukee did very well by getting Dame, because when you look at Giannis, you look at Middleton, you look at Dame, they can score on all 3 levels. Middleton's best assets are his ability to score around the elbows. He probably has the best mid-range game with healthy of any small forward in the NBA. Giannis is Giannis. He's going to do what he does. And Dame is not only good, but he's clutch. He's clutch. And Dame is a leader. And he wants those moments. And he's going to be challenged every game in the Eastern Conference. This is a perfect marriage. Plus, they got OG Bobby Portis. OG Bobby Portis, to me, in the World Cup, all right, Anthony Edwards was a shining star. Number 2 to me was Mikal Bridges. Number 3, I give it to Austin Reeves, despite his horrible defense. I mean, Bobby Portis to me is the 4th or 5th most successful player on that team. I didn't see that coming. I was scratching my head like, why is he even on the team? Oh, strictly leadership. But no, when he got in the game, Bobby Portis played very well. And I expect him to play well this year in Milwaukee. So, everybody did good. Everybody did good. Miami did not do less good than anybody, or less well, to be grammatically correct. I love what Pat Riley did. Pat Riley did what good organizations do. They have a line of demarcation. This is what we're going to do. We ain't moving off of that. And as we got closer to Damian being traded, they were like, Portland hasn't talked to Miami since July, since August. I don't know how true that is. But the narrative that they were not moving off what they were offering, I don't blame them for that. Miami's going to be good and competitive for the next 5 years. And guess what? They'll probably draft another player who's real talented. Or they'll get another star to go along with their nucleus of talented young players. But Jovic, 6'10", 20 years old, shooting threes, handling the ball, finishing, Tommy Hawkins Jr., and now you can put Rex Chapman in the now you can put Tyler Hero in the Rex Chapman role, where he's the third or fourth best player on the team. He's not challenging Jimmy Butler to be the second best player on the team, or Bam Adebayo, depending upon who you think is the best player on the team. I just think they got Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler have different roles. I don't know who's the best player on the team, but now Tyler Hero literally could be the 4th best player on the team. I'm interested in seeing Orlando Robinson. Dude, 7 feet tall, scorer. So that's my take on that. Don't believe the hype, man. Don't believe the hype. Portland did okay, but raise your hand if you think DeAndre Ayton is going to be an all-star within the next 2 or 3 years. This is the number 1 pick, right? If he becomes an all-star, then guess what? Chauncey can build a mansion in Portland and be okay. Otherwise, he might not even be there. Scoot's going to be a star. Shaden Sharp is going to get down. But I am really concerned about Andre Ayton. I am. And I hope that I'm wrong, because Bill Duffy's my guy. Jimmy says, do you like Nurkic and Phoenix? Yeah, but that's how much they wanted to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. You know, can you imagine? It's like the culture fit. So Nurkic is not a bad player. They needed to clean their books up. You know, Ayton is owed around $100 million. Nurkic, I believe, has like another, maybe 1 year left on his deal. So to get a chance to kind of get some of that luxury cap money off. But again, he doesn't help them get closer to winning the championship. He's going to average probably 12 or 14 points a game, 5 fouls a game, and he's going to clog the middle of him. He's going to piss KD off. So I think he's okay. He's not a scrub, but he's nothing to get excited about. I don't think he is. I don't think he is at all. So that's my take on the Damian Lillard trade. Miami was fine, and I don't think Damian Lillard got screwed. I mean, that narrative might be out there. How can you get screwed when you go to the best team in the league, according to Las Vegas? Which means that you are at least on the top 3 to 5 team. And I don't care if Damian's in a Miami Heat uniform or he's in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. If he wins the championship, he looks different. He looks different. Mark Graves said, should I put money on Scoop for Rookie of the Year? I think so. Yes, I would do it. And you know what? Listen, Mark. If you put money on him, then I'll put some money on him. And I don't bet, but I'll try to, I don't know, do some research and get me a bet somehow. I don't even know how to do it. I guess it's pretty easy, right? Yeah, Scoop's my Rookie of the Year. Even beyond Wembanyama, because Scoop is going to get the ball from day one, and this dude is a blur. Steph Curry don't work out with you if you ain't legit. He don't waste his time. So he's going to really galvanize that community in ways that Danny did. His teammates going to love to play with him. He's totally unselfish, and he's a competitor, man. He's like, listen, Scoot Henderson is this generation Isaiah Thomas, the first Zeke, to me. But he's bigger. He's bigger. He's stronger. Just as fast. He's going to be a star. Mark Graves, I live in Arizona. I can bet on my phone. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what size of bets you make. I mean, come on now. Let's not get crazy, Mark. All right, let's not get crazy. I would say a reasonable bet would be the nice of a nice dinner for you. I don't know. I mean, for me, if I'm having dinner with someone, $100, you know, that's not embarrassing, right? If you went to dinner with someone, you know, $100 is not embarrassing. I don't think so. So I would bet 100. You know, although the odds are probably what 3 to 5 or something. No, and I guess Wembanyama is probably the overwhelming favorite, but I think Scoot's a pretty good bet. I'm having a lot of fun, yo. I'm Frank Red. You didn't know. This is the introduction program. And I thank you for checking me out. Beyond the Damian Lillard trade, the Detroit Lions took care of the Green Bay Packers tonight, 34-20. And they look like the best team in that division. I'm happy for Jared Goff. Jared Goff lit it up at Cal. Went to the Rams, made it to the Super Bowl, and then just kind of fell off. And he got jettisoned to Detroit. And I think most of us thought he was a placeholder for Detroit to look at the quarterback market coming out of college, and they would draft one, and he would be gone. And he'll be the next Carson Wentz. Yeah, Carson Wentz vibes all over him. And then he said, nah, that's not who I am. I'm the guy at Marin Catholic. That's who I am. I'm the guy who's throwing lasers at Cal. You know? So I'm happy for him. They got a solid team. They're not world beaters. They're very, very methodical. But they don't play in a great division. And they could win it. I mean, have we ever in our lifetime said Detroit is a favorite to win the division? I can't remember ever saying that. But they are the favorite. And they got a solid running game, a solid passing game. Not real exciting, though. I mean, that was not the most exciting football game I've ever seen in my life. I think you guys will attest to that. Also wanted to talk about, again, Deion Sanders. I'm a Deion Sanders guy. Because I don't mind people who are arrogant. I just don't. I don't. Conceited, arrogant. It doesn't bother me. Get the job done. All you got to do is get the job done and I'll ride with you. And I think people get in their feelings in terms of forming an opinion about Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. This guy is one of the He's the best thing to happen to college football to me since Nick Saban. Nobody's been able to go to a program and galvanize a community and a program the way that Deion has this fast. Nobody's been able to do that. And he gets no credit for that. None. And feels like hate to me. Unless somebody can make an argument of why, you should feel salty against him, because he promotes his brand. His commercials are great. You think Nick Saban is not arrogant, confident? Come on, man. He drips sweat. Confidence drips off Nick Saban's body like sweat. But I've never seen the guy sweat. But you know what I mean. There's a reason why Nick Saban is doing commercials with Deion Sanders. He likes the guy. He likes him. Why? Because he sees that bravado. He sees that confidence. He sees the battles that they're having in recruiting land, in the Southwest, out West, in the East. Not many people can walk into somebody's living room and ingratiate themselves to the extent that players get excited to play for you. That was Nick Saban back in the day. That's him right now. And guess what? Travis Hunter and Henry Blackburn, the guy who, took a cheap shot at him. That was a bad play. And cheap shot sounds bad, but cheap shot doesn't mean that you want to knock somebody out for a couple of weeks or knock them out of the game. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that you had bad judgment. That's what it means. And Travis Hunter and Henry Blackburn went bowling together, broke bread. They took that money and gave it to some charity. That doesn't happen without your head coach. You think Travis Hunter just kind of decided he can do that on his own? No. That's Deion Sanders said, wait a minute. This is football. It's not life or death. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm in a position of power coaching kids. I want them to exhibit humanity towards their opponents, their haters, whomever. I thought it was fantastic. Mark says, I'm a small-time gambler, Red. So I ain't got to worry about you then. It's just, let me ask you a question. Would you feel comfortable spending $100 on dinner? I don't drink, but I'm thinking like a nice glass of wine go along with a big fat steak or whatever you eat, right? Nice tip. I tip at least 20%, sometimes more, but at least 20. People work hard, man. Vicky says he's a winner. She didn't even have to say who. I know she's talking about Deion, Coach Brown. Yeah, he's a winner. He is a winner. He don't like to lose, though. He's just prickly as anybody after they lose. If he didn't have to do those press conferences, trust me, he wouldn't be doing them. But it's part of the game. It's part of his competitive nature and spirit. And I'm excited. This week I'm excited about Colorado playing USC. And especially because USC's defense is not as good as Oregon, even though they got players. But hopefully Shador will get some time back in the pocket and be able to show what he can do and have a good game. USC should win, but I just want to see a great game. That's it. And if Colorado wins, that'd be even better. All right. I also wanted to acknowledge that apparently the WNBA is coming to Northern California, more specifically the Bay Area. And I think that is outstanding. For those of you who follow me on X, follow me on Twitter, I've been on the right side of good for a long time with regards to women's basketball. I love it, man. I can't wait to a young lady, a professional women's basketball player, is making $1 million a year. The skill development that these women put in to get to where they are is unbelievable. Nobody, no city, no area that WNBA is expanding to is better set up than the Bay Area. Apparently, the team is going to be located out of Oakland, and I'm sure they're going to practice at the Golden State Warriors old practice facility that's on top of a hotel. And literally, a BART ride, a 10, 15-minute BART ride from Oakland to San Francisco, it's all set up. They got everything in place. And they're going to play games in Chase, which is makes smart sense from a marketing perspective, and I think financially for the Warriors ultimately. But I'm gonna definitely go check out some games. There's no doubt about that. I'm a New York Liberty fan, but you know at some point the Heat is going to be on Sabrina Ionescu to come back and play for her home city. We'll see if that happens. Vicky, I agree with you. Vicky says, I hope the tickets are family friendly. Yeah. I think they will be because the average attendance in the WNBA is 10 G's, 10 to 12 G's. So there's going to be a lot of ghosts up in there, all right? Chase seats 18, 19,000. So I don't think that even though they'll block some of it off, the Warriors are great at marketing, and they're going to give a lot of tickets away. So a lot of young ladies and young boys and families, I think, will get an opportunity to see this new team play. That's another attraction. That's another reason why I'm excited about it. Will Tara coach the Bay Area WNBA team? You know what? Knowing Laker has deep affiliation down in that part of the Bay Area. Laker's son went to Menlo right there. They got an incredible campus. Menlo High School? Oh my God. I actually applied to be the basketball coach there several years ago. The high school is like a junior college. Beautiful. Multiple gyms. They got a training staff for high school kids. Yeah. Tyra's a Hall of Famer, obviously. Brilliant coach. And there are some women in the WNBA now of her stature who are working. So that's a good call, Mark. However, I think that she would probably have to modify her coaching style, and she would, because these women are women. They're not young girls who's going to take. I think being limited by a coach. That's the one thing about professional coaching. A lot of it is psychology. If you are an excellent coach and you can use psychology to build relationships that are equal with your players, I think you got a chance. But it's really about the relationship. And after being a college coach for so many years, I think Tyra Vanderbilt can do it. But it would have to be something I think she would have to address, because these women are becoming bigger and bigger stars every year. And I think that they expect to be treated like stars. I mean, Steve Kerr has the ability to coach all of his players, but he coaches them in a certain way. I think that he understands that it can't be one way all the time. And that speaks to his brilliance as a professional coach. So, I gave you a long answer to a question that deserves a very short answer. But it's complicated. Yes, I think Tara Vanderveer could be the coach. I would like to see Jennifer Azzi, personally. And I think Jennifer Azzi somehow is associated. Jennifer Azzi might be a part owner. Well, I don't know, owner. I think she worked for the Aces in some way, but she had some affiliation. But Jennifer Azzi impressed me when she was a head coach at the University of San Francisco for multiple years. And guess what? She built that program from the bottom and took them to the NC2A tournament multiple times within the past decade. How would I know this? I follow women's basketball. Who is Jennifer Azzi? One of the best players in the history of Stanford University. A gold medalist, one of outstanding player, great teacher. And she's on the Golden State Warriors broadcast team also. So she clearly knows Joe Lacob and has a relationship there. So that would be the name I would throw out, Jennifer Azzi. Hi, Frank. SG, what took you so long, brother? I'm joking, man. I thank you for stepping in the dungeon, man. I appreciate you. I'm Frank Red, everybody. It's in the Dungeon program, and we just having fun talking about sports. I got to give Sacramento some love, too, though. The Monarchs in Sacramento were very successful as a WNBA team for a long period of time. I got to give them some love because I went to a ton of Monarchs games when I worked for their flagship station, KHCK, and they might be just as good, but there's not a more rabid fan base in Sacramento when it comes to basketball. They packed Arco for the Monarchs, and they closed them off. And the Monarchs actually have crazy history. They got Hall of Famers. So it's not absurd for the WNBA to expand 2 teams in Northern California as far as I'm concerned. I was thinking about other markets that they might go to. And I can't think of 2 better markets right now for women's basketball than the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, and Sacramento. So, we'll see what happens. It's all good, SG. I was working out at the gym. Well, don't hurt anybody with all those muscles, man. All right? Don't hurt anybody. Hit me up on X, at Twitter, at Big Frank Red. You notice that I've stayed true to my statement of not promoting this show and asking you to subscribe. I'll do that at the end. I think we're having a good show, though. It's kind of fun. How does the game trade affect the Warriors' chances of winning the championship? Now, obviously, it's going to be in the Eastern Conference, so that's not an issue. But when you look at the Warriors roster, do you think that they are championship level? I think that they're better than they were last year. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Emotionally, I'm not ready to go ship off Chris Paul to get Drew Holiday. But I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Warriors supporter. I'm sure there's some Warrior fans out there like, hell yeah, I don't care about Chris Paul. But I think that they got something going, and reading the tea leaves, Chris Paul getting on flights at 6 in the morning to fly up to Northern Cal to work out, to mentor some of the younger guys. I think they're all in with the guy right now. And I'm willing to ride with it. I really am. But I'm interested in getting your perspective on that. All right? Just because he says, you rock, Frank. I do, man. Stone Temple Pilots. Scott Weiland, what a loss. One of the biggest losses in the history of music. Some might say that, you know, what's Nirvana's lead singer? I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, I mean, Nirvana was incredible. Some of you folks out there might be too young, or probably too young to relive in your mind the Nirvana experience. They were the first, and they call them alternative, but they were the first rock group to have fans in the hood. All right? Nirvana was crazy. Crazy. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Come on, man. What a great record. What a great band. Although Pearl Jam's still rocking. I love Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder and the boys. But the underground nugget of that era, to me, was Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots. His voice, the musicianship of Stone Temple, Kurt Cobain. Thank you, Mark. Mark, I can always depend on you. Whenever I can't remember the most obvious sports name, for whatever reason, Mark Grace comes to the rescue. I gotta acknowledge you for that. Thank you, man. Kurt Cobain, yeah. Yeah, man, what a loss, Scott Weiland. Feeling on a Sunday afternoon. As he says, I love all the songs from Nirvana. Really? What's your favorite? What's your favorite Nirvana song? How could you love all of them? There gotta be some you don't like. Yes, Mark Gray says, I'm your rock and roll guy. Well, you know, Mark, you and I can hang out, dude. Because I'm an artist myself, you know that. A lot of the samples that I use are rock-oriented samples because I just love that era of music, 70s soft rock. I love the fact that I discovered who Neil Young was as an adult. I don't know like when I talk to people and invariably music will come up and I'll say, you like music? Well, yeah, I like it a little bit. I like this. I'm like, whoa, you don't love music? How can you not love music? All the different genres. And it all comes back to, let's be honest, it all comes back to soul music. You know, they've all been influenced by soul music. Yeah. That's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty. All of those cats. White Stripes, the Black Keys. The Black Keys, you know what the Black Keys followed when they were in high school in Ohio? Do you know? You know who their favorite band was, the Black Keys? They said it numerous times. It was the Wu-Tang Clan. It was the Wu-Tang Clan. That's who they loved. As she says, I love the song Sweet Carolina by Neil Young. I don't think that's Neil Young. It's not Neil Young. Neil Young is from Canada. Yes, it is played in sporting events, particularly up in Boston. That's what they do. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Neil Diamond, SG, not Neil Young. Yo, I almost lost my swag, whatever swag that I have. I almost lost it because the algorithm in my mind was like, that's not right. I can't exactly. Neil, it's not Young, it's Diamond. Yeah. No, man. Neil Young is, again, he's that 70s soul rock guy from Canada. I got to tell you what my favorite Neil Young song is. It's Southern Man. No, not Southern Man. Old Man. I'm sorry. Old Man. Old man, take a look at your life. I'm a life like you were. Yeah, there you go. I got it. Hello, Vicky. Vicky says, as a kid, I listened to the radio and tape songs before a playlist. Okay, so when you were a kid, Vicky, what's one song you remember taping and playing over and over again? I gotta hear that. Love to hear that. Yeah, but SG, I was kind of playing with you. Let me tell you something. Neil Diamond is a bad boy. I mean, some of the best melodies that music has produced over the past 50 years or so. And I'll give you another nugget about Neil Diamond. I think this is correct. Neil Diamond went to high school with Carole King, who is the writer of Natural Woman, a song that made Aretha Franklin famous. But Carole King wrote it. And she went to high school with Neil Diamond, I believe. Mark says, Neil Young song, Ohio. He is also great in it. Okay. Yeah. We can talk about music. He says, Frank, you're a great singer. You know what? Let me say this. There's somebody who I work with. Like, I went to a seminar today, and the director of the seminar that I was at had some swag and, pretty hip. And during like a 15-minute break, I had my headphones on. I was listening to the new song that I'm about to release. And, about 30 days, I need to get the licenses cleared and stuff like that. But I let her listen to my new song. You know, when somebody listens to your song, you say, oh, you want to hear this? And they sheepishly say, oh, yeah, and then they'll take the headphones and, like 15 seconds goes, and then you're like, okay, this is getting weird. They want to hand you the headphones back, but they got other stuff to do. Or maybe it extends to 30, and then everybody's nervous because you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. This woman, this lovely lady, listened to my entire song. I am not BSing anybody. And she was like, yo, I love this. And made my day because I like the song. And I'll be bringing it to you pretty soon. So if she likes it, then hopefully other people will like it as well. All right. Good job, SG. SG's going to go away for a while. Fun stuff, I assume. I'm not quite sure. But it looks fun. But yeah, I could talk about music. Music, sports, and film. Those are three things that I really, really enjoy. There are others. But music entertains me. I can entertain myself by listening creating music. Sports is the best narrative going, and film again. You know, when the writer's strike was ended a couple of days ago, imagine how happy I was. I was very happy because imagine being out of work for 5 years, for 5 months. That's how important it was. And for them to make a stand and presumably get a lot of what they wanted, I think was great. Although we kind of knew, because I mean, you could only stockpile so much content. Those late night shows were on their second and third reruns. I was getting tired. So I'm glad that they were able to get that resolved. And we have another strike out there as well, and I want to see that come to an end. But I'll leave that. I won't talk about that. Not necessary. But hopefully everybody will get a fair wage and go back to work. Mark says, "You like 70s rock? Listen to Deep Purple." Oh yeah, man, Deep Purple. Come on. Oh yeah, I love Deep Purple. Mark says, "Aloha." Very good. Okay, SG, you're stepping out there. You said Hawaii is a great place for lovers. Is that your objective? Are you going to Hawaii to be in love, to discover that, or hang out by yourself? Or are you going with someone? It's always better when you go with someone, all right? Hopefully you are having fun. Listen, I don't know how to equate this necessarily, but this show felt really good. It felt really fast-paced and easy to do. Hopefully interesting. I thought it was fun for me. I think that's the barometer. If I like to do it and it's entertaining to me, and I can get out everything that I plan to get out, and it feels fresh, then it's a good show to me. But I could do it alone, but I'm glad I don't have to. I want to thank everybody for checking me out. I'll be interested in hearing your thoughts on my takes on the Damian Lillard trade. So hit me up at Big Frank Red on X now. Share your thoughts. I appreciate you. And I'll do it one time per show. If you're listening for the first time and you do not subscribe to the program, if you're liking the subscribe button, it does help. It definitely helps to help us when you subscribe to the In the Dungeon program. Everybody else, have a wonderful Friday. And might surprise you with another show before Sunday, but I'm definitely doing a show on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. We're going to keep it continue, as my man Poppy likes to say. All right? And I'm going to do my thing and get out of here, but I thank you all. Success in getting paid is a manifestation of the whole process. If you as an individual don't do things to help other people make their lives better, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't done nothing. Also, on occasion, you might not have noticed, but in the comment section, I've also put the screen address. I won't do it all the time, but that is the sign-in. In case you want to jump on. On occasion, I will open that up for people to come on with me and give your take, and then keep it moving. I'll let you really good, and maybe it lasts a little longer. All right? But beyond that, I'm going to say good night. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace.